Here are 5 mistakes I made in my 20s that I don't want you to make. The first lesson is I adapted too slow. From crypto to content creation to forex to learning lots of new stuffs. When these stuffs came out and became quite popular at the time, I was too slow to adapt and learn. Even to Bitcoin and several other technologies that were just emerging, I honestly adapted too slow. Right? I knew about them, but I couldn't understand them, so I did not read about them or I didn't see myself in them. I was mostly in school. I spent most of my 20s in school, which right now sometimes I sit down and I wonder what was I in doing. I mean, I'm not even using my certificate, right? I studied physics in school, but here I am. I'm not even using physics right now. I'm a content creator, I'm a video editor. I run a media agency right now, and it took me years to figure that out. I devoted a lot of time to school. I'm not saying don't devote a lot of time to school. You should go to school and you should devote a lot of time learning. Coming out of school, I then realized that I didn't want this. I didn't want to do it. Like, I dropped my certificate somewhere. I don't even know where it is right now. But one thing I knew was I always had the eyes for emerging technology. Sometimes I sit down and I wish I had started these things early. Which brings me to the second lesson I learned, which is fear of failure, right? I started a business before I got into content creation. I even got a grant for it. There was that fear of failure. I had a certain kind of boldness, but it wasn't enough to get what I wanted out of life and out of that business. And that's because growing up, I was the timid child. I was always somewhere. I was the child where you always look for me if I'm with other kids, because I'll go to somewhere quiet and just go and sit down. I didn't want to have to deal with so many people. I would just sit on my own. I one time went to a camp with my brother and our friends, right? And of course, my elder brother, he was asked to look after me. But after a while, he was looking for me and he was really scared that he didn't know where I was. But I couldn't deal with the crowd. I couldn't deal with anything. I just went somewhere and sat down, just timid, just there. I didn't want any problems. Nobody should disturb me. And when he found me, he was pissed, man. He was so angry. He was like, where have you been all this while? But the truth is that I was just always scared and timid and I didn't want any problems, just leave me alone. I had to outgrow that with time, and honestly, I can tell you for a fact that growing my confidence gradually have really taught me something. Now I can walk into almost any room, I can talk to almost anybody, I can pitch my ideas. I talk about my ideas a lot more. I can talk about growing businesses. People call me for consultations. Sometimes I even do it for free, right? I tell people, oh, this is how you go about this is how you go about that. Sometimes your past always have a role to play in your life. And if you don't deal with these problems, these tiny little problems you have while growing up, some of these tiny little problems, it really does affect you. If you have an idea, you are free to chase it. Well, you are going to be like every other person, right? I mean, it is said that the poor shall not cease from the earth. So there will always be poor people. And one of the characteristics of a poor person is fear. You are scared. I know you might not have that degree, you might not have gone to school, you might not have finished college, you may not have everything you want, but I promise you that everything you're looking for sometimes it's at the other side of fear. Another thing I wish I knew when I was in my 20s is having the right people around me. When I say the right people, there's a context. You can have good people around you, but not quality people around you, right? So if you have good and quality people around you, when I say quality people around you, if you're a content creator, look for other content creators that are good people. Look for other content creators that will help you grow. When I started out making content, I didn't have like minds, so I struggled, right? You must have heard of the PayPal Mafia. They all somehow knew themselves, and that's how they grew. You might be living in a third world country or in a developing country, like I am, right? One of the fastest way to go, like I tell people most times, is collaborate. Find a way to collaborate. Some of the biggest content creators in Africa, Tayo Ayena, Fisayo Fosudo, and I think Mohammed Agbadi, they all lived in the same house. And now they're all big. Tayo has over 1 million subscribers, Fisayo has close to 1 million subscribers, and Mohammed Agbadi too has almost 1 million subscribers or more. Right? These guys lived in the same house. They figured the hack quite early. So there's that motivation to always create when you're around creators. So find a way to find your tribe. It is very important that you find your tribe. Next up is I did not understand money. I didn't know what money was used for, right? So many people think money is meant for just yourself. Right? We make a lot of money to buy a G-Wagon, to buy the expensive watch. What I got to learn is money is a tool. Money is basically a tool for effectiveness, especially if you're building something, right? So if you're building a brand or you're building a company, there's a reason why you are making money. You don't have to spend that extra time doing what you're not supposed to do. Pay somebody for it, right? If you have an agency like I do, you don't have to edit all your videos. You can employ a video editor. Now let me give you a secret. Everything that holds you back is what your body demands for. Most of the things that eats your money or hold you back financially, it's what your body demands for. I mean, your body is the one that demands for a car. It's not your soul, right? The last thing I want to talk about is consistency. Consistency beats motivation every time. Consistency beats motivation. There was a time in my life that I was always listening to motivational speakers, play motivational videos, everything motivation. But then I then realized that motivation has its place. Consistency is the OG. Consistency is the real thing. Like starting this channel right now, posting a video, if I stop halfway, I really can't know what happens at the other side in the next 3 months. I can't predict what happens in the next 4 months. I don't know what's going to happen. But consistency will always show you the end. A consistent person is the person that will always have results. A talented person will have the skill, but he might not have the result. But a consistent person will always have the result. Someone asked me, how many videos have you edited in your lifetime, in your career as a video editor? And I stopped to think a bit. I've probably edited over 1,000 videos. And then someone recently also said, oh wow, you've really improved in making videos. I was like, yeah, I think so, right? I think I have improved. I mean, I started editing videos like 4 years ago. Till now, I'm still editing videos. But I don't edit videos the same way. Sometimes clients will call me randomly and be like, oh, I was watching your video, the video that you edited for me or you shot, and I still can't get over it. Why? Because of consistency. I didn't get it right the first time. I didn't get it right the second time. I didn't get it right the third time. You can use a Mr. Beast approach, right? You need to do something about 100 times, 99 times. You get better at it and you get refined. And as long as you keep learning, consistency beats motivation always. Thank you for watching this video, and if you like this video, kindly give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Tell me what you think in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.